What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE have messed up big time, WWE sends AEW a cease and desist, bad news for WWE star Jacob Fatu, Seth Rollins missing Wrestlemania 42, a WWE wrestler had backstage heat, Samoa Joe retiring, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at WWE have messed up big time. Now, our top story today takes a look at John Cena's final match and how WWE and TKO have really missed a major business opportunity. John Cena's final match is without a doubt one of the biggest matches in pro wrestling history. Cena is one of the most recognizable and beloved wrestlers on planet Earth, and it's common sense to assume that demand to see him wrestle for the final time ever was gonna be through the roof. But WWE have strangely made the call to have Cena's match in a standard arena and at a Saturday night's main event special of all shows. This has led to a lot of questions directed towards WWE, as it's almost as if they weren't taking the final match seriously. Well, it seems like WWE might have regretted this big time, as yesterday pre-sale tickets for Cena's final match would go on sale, and to say that demand was through the roof would be a total understatement. Fans claimed that there were upwards of 60,000 fans in the queue waiting for tickets, which means that WWE could have sold out a huge stadium in just a few hours. That is how popular Cena is as a performer. This type of demand isn't even seen for the Wrestlemania pre-sale, and WWE could have easily delivered one of their biggest gates of all time with just one single name advertised for the show itself. WWE have vastly underestimated the demand for Cena's final match, and fans are now seeing it as another major occurrence of WWE dropping the ball when it comes to Cena's final run. There are calls to see WWE move the show to a stadium, but unfortunately, contracts have been signed, and Cena's final match will still take place at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. In relation to why WWE made the call to have the match in this arena, there's a lot of speculation that political figures will be in attendance, and it's even been reported that WWE hopes that US President Donald Trump will be in attendance. This is another instance of WWE caring about celebrity or political endorsement rather than the actual product and their fan base. This event should be about Cena and the fans getting to say goodbye to him for one final time, but WWE's focus is evidently getting political figures in the front row. And we're not stupid, of course that's gonna garner a lot of media attention. But again, this is TKO not making the fans a priority. They once again need a reality check, and they once again need to get their priorities in order. It's been widely reported that Gunther will be Cena's final ever opponent in December, and it was even reported that WWE will be holding a tournament to determine Cena's final opponent. Obviously, creative plans can change at a moment's notice in WWE, and with Gunther still out of action with a nose injury, there's no guarantee that the Ring General versus the GOAT happens on December 13th. What do you guys think? Have WWE messed up big time? I mean, hell, for Cena's final ever match, they could have sold out the AT&T Stadium. Next up, Seth Rollins to miss Wrestlemania 42. Now, the latest reports confirm that Seth Rollins will undergo shoulder surgery, and the recovery timeline suggests he could be out of action beyond WrestleMania. During the most recent broadcast of the Wrestling Observer Radio, an update was given in regards to Seth Rollins' injury. Well, it looks like he's going to need surgery on the shoulder, and that's pretty much it. The story that I got was that he was going to have surgery as soon as possible. Most significantly, Rollins isn't expected to be back in the ring until well after WrestleMania, as Meltzer emphasized he's going to be out for a long time, probably past Mania. Rollins had been removed from WWE's upcoming Japan tour, where he was slated to face CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, and not only that, he was also scheduled in a six-man tag teaming with his former Vision stablemates against Jey Uso, Shinsuke Nakamura, and CM Punk. Now, regarding Rollins' World Heavyweight title and his scheduled match versus Punk at November's Saturday night's main event, it was noted that WWE has not finalized their approach. It could be on tomorrow's show, but probably, Monday's show, and they'll make that announcement as far as, what they're going to do about the world title, what they're going to do about Saturday night's main event. No doubt, Seth Rollins' unexpected injury has caused a huge shift in plans creatively. We could see a new champion being crowned as soon as Saturday night's main event. Next up, WWE high on a star. Kairi Sane has been delivering some stellar work on Raw recently. Her work alongside Asuka, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky has been some of the best work of her career, and a match on Raw this week versus Ripley received rave reviews. It's now been surfaced that WWE has also been speaking highly of her recent work. As WrestleVotes Radio reports, multiple sources I've been in contact with this week spoke highly of the work Kairi Sane has been doing as of late. Specifically, there was said to be high praise following a match with Rhea Ripley on Raw this past Monday, and from her recent backstage segments with Asuka. There is obvious comparison with the Sane and Asuka angle and the Sami Zayn bloodline story, and the inevitable angle which will see Sane turn on Asuka could be a moment for the ages if WWE handles it correctly. Next up, a WWE wrestler had backstage heat. The WWE has made a number of cuts over the past few months, and one of the names that was released was LFG star BJ Ray. Now, in relation to why he was released, it may have been linked to him having backstage heat. According to WWE Hall of Famer Booker T on his podcast, Ray was acting the same way on and off TV, and naturally, this is a big no-no in WWE.
I always thought that kid had something, but this business, you got to be able to apply yourself, all right? It's not going to be like football, basketball, or any other structured sport. It's not going to be like that. And a guy like BJ Ray, he had the looks, He had the swag, the charisma, but everything else, he definitely was lacking in. So there again, guys, your clock is ticking. Know how to figure it out. Just the same way BJ Ray was on television, he was that way off television. Can't be that way.
Ray evidently believed in staying in character 24/7, and this likely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way in WWE. Next up, bad news for Jacob Fatu. Just as Jacob Fatu was set for a major push on SmackDown, he's reportedly injured. PWN, a body slam, has stated via X that the injury bug has struck when it comes to Fatu, but no other information is known at this time relating to Fatu's apparent injury. Jacob Fatu was set to wrestle Drew McIntyre tomorrow night on SmackDown, and based on his direction on TV, he was heading towards a rivalry with WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. WWE has yet to pull the match from their scheduled lineup, so it'll be interesting to see how they explain the injury on TV tomorrow night. Next up, Samoa Joe retiring. Samoa Joe is a certified wrestling legend, and it'll definitely be a sad day when the former TNA and AEW World Champion retires. Unfortunately, it looks like his retirement is on the horizon, as during a recent interview with Chris Van Vliet, the current AEW star stated that it's coming sooner rather than later. Yeah, I do a lot thinking about retirement. It's probably coming sooner than later, which is fine. I think a lot of people from my generation, what I've seen is that they have the ability. We've done our best to kind of save up, and we definitely don't want to outstay our welcome, because we may have been privy to a few people may have done that in their careers. So I definitely don't want to be that guy in mind. I hate just saying retirement, because how many pro wrestling retirements never stick? All of them. So yeah, I will do this for a little longer, and then yeah, I think the end is probably sooner than any new deal being signed. Now it seems that this run is going to be Joe's final run. He debuted in pro wrestling all the way back in 1999, and the fact that he's still performing at such a high level speaks volumes to how incredible of a performer he truly is. Next up, an AEW star reacts to WWE tribute. Now, it wasn't just John Cena who paid tribute to his former rivals at Crown Jewel, as AJ Styles also paid tribute to names such as Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode. Joe was asked for his thoughts on the tribute during that interview, and Joe had some incredibly wholesome comments to make when it came to AJ and Cena. It's incredibly cool. Both those men are people I have unyielding respect for. I'm so happy that they've enjoyed the success that they've had in their life. It was wonderful to be thought of in their big moment. AJ is one of the few wrestlers who changed the face of wrestling. He's definitely the prototype of an ideal wrestler and expanded that category. Much like John, both had fantastic careers. I know for many fans it's sad to see them go, and I can obviously see why. They've been such a big part of the industry for so long. Joe would add that both men can retire with pride and satisfaction at knowing that they have achieved greatness during their respective careers. We honestly couldn't put it any better than that. And finally, WWE sent AEW cease and desist over Andrade. Now, final story today asks, where on earth is Andrade in AEW? Andrade once again made the jump from WWE to AEW, and then he returned to AEW television in a big way by attacking Kenny Omega. Despite this strong return, Andrade has been completely absent from AEW programming ever since, and it's almost as if the return never took place. This has led to some fans on social media speculating that Andrade could have already encountered issues, as this is the most bizarre way to bring a talent back into the fold. Fightful Select would chime in on the speculation, and they confirmed that Andrade is indeed signed with the promotion, but everything is exceedingly quiet. There's been much speculation about Andrade and not many answers. We spoke to sources that spoke to Andrade in the last week who said he seemed in good spirits but didn't indicate what he pulled from recent shows and hadn't been on AEW TV since reappearing. Things have been exceedingly quiet. The little bit of response we got was that Andrade is in fact signed, but that the absence was something that at least one person didn't see as AEW or Andrade's specific fault. We can't really speak to that, not knowing what it is, but here we are waffling anyway. Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez would then follow this up on the Observer Live, and in a shocking twist, it turns out that WWE has sent AEW a cease and desist letter. I was told that Andrade is not hurt, he didn't get himself fired. Apparently something is up involving his WWE non-compete. When he was fired, remember we were told WWE didn't care? That's what I've been hearing was WWE sent a letter and AEW obviously didn't know. AEW obviously believed that there was no non-compete. A PW insider followed up on the situation, noting some confusion within the 90-day non-compete. The initial belief within WWE circles was that since Andrade was cut outright, he was not going to be paid his 90 days and was free to perform elsewhere. After he began making his appearances, WWE clarified to Andrade that even though he was not going to get the traditional 90 days pay following his release, he was still subject to the 90-day period where he cannot perform elsewhere. One WWE source said that the company was not going to have a system in place where someone could leave due to violating policies and then end up elsewhere the next day. It was described as a loophole WWE could not allow to exist. Fans have already been joking that Andrade is planning on jumping ship back to WWE, which is kind of hilarious, and some fans have even fantasy booked Andrade popping up on next week's SmackDown. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.